upgrading the Ajani Wise Counselor Planeswalker deck. Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic fan. So I've got another Planeswalker upgrade video for you. This one is the Ajani deck that is part of the M19 core set. So these new core sets are mono-colored. They've got a Planeswalker and they've got some interesting cards. Let's see about upgrading it. Now a note, any pre-constructed deck can be upgraded to amazing Tier 1 proportions if you pay enough money. I'm going to focus on common and uncommon cards for this build, and I'm going to focus only on M19 cards. So this will be a standard focused deck. You can play it in Modern too, but you know how degenerate Modern can be. So we're going to focus on standard. Also, this video is geared more towards beginners or intermediate players, although I'm sure some advanced players could also improve it pretty well. So every deck needs a win condition, and we get clues to what this one is built in. Looking at the box, a veteran warrior of unmatched skill, Ajani protects the weak and mentors aspiring heroes. Gather battalions of small fighters, bolster their strength, and overwhelm your opponent. So there we're getting a hint that you want to have small creatures that then become big creatures. The how to play insert also gives some advice on how this deck can win. Specifically here, playing the deck. Ajani calls on his many allies to help him in combat. Summon an army of small creatures and cover the battlefield early, holding off your opponent's attacks while you gain enough life to stay out of danger. With the help of Ajani Wise Counselor, the Planeswalker, bolster your creature's strength both individually and collectively. When your forces grow powerful enough, overwhelm your opponent with a few massive attacks. Alright, so the win con for this deck, small creatures that become big creatures. Therefore, we're going to make a bunch of changes to the deck. Now, I've got cards that I'm going to swap out for the ones that come with it. I'll reveal those in a moment. So, first of all, we've got 3 Court Clerics. These are a 1-drop 1/1 with lifelink. And if you've got a Ajani Planeswalker out, this card gets +1/+1. Well, the way that I'm going to upgrade this deck is by focusing on lifelink for a certain reason. So, I'm going to take out one of these Court Clerics and replace it with a Diamond Mare. This is an artifact creature for 2 mana. You get a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a color. You're going to choose white, of course. And whenever you cast a spell of the chosen color, you gain 1 life. Okay, so you're going to be gaining life with that Mare. Now, I want another copy of the Mare. And that's going to come from replacing the Pegasus Courser, a 1/3 creature, with the other Mare. So we're going to have 2 Mares in this deck. 2 horsies that are going to gain us life every time we cast a white card, and the whole deck is mono white, so that'll happen often. Okay, I'm going to take out both of the Militia Buglers and replace them with Leonin Vanguard. This is a 1-drop 1/1 cat soldier. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, Leonin Vanguard gets +1/+1 until end of turn and you gain 1 life. Okay, well that should be pretty easy because we've got this 1-drop, we've got this 1-drop, and we've got this 1-drop as well. So we should have plenty of creatures, 3 creatures at least, to start gaining us life. So we're going to have 2 of these instead of that other guy. Okay, this guy doesn't make the cut either. The Cavalry Drill Master gets replaced with 2 Oresco Swiftclaws. Okay, so for 2 mana, you get a 3/1. Now that'll give us then a full playset of these Cat Warriors, 3/1. Now, this deck has Ajani, a Cat Warrior Planeswalker. I'm going to fill it up with more tribal cats. So full playset of the Swiftclaw. I'm going to leave the Dwarven Priest. It's a 2/4 for 4 mana. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. You should be controlling 2, 3, 4 creatures by the time this guy drops, so you gain life. Keeping both. I'm also keeping the Herald of Faith. It's a 4/3 flyer for 5 mana, and when it attacks, you gain 2 life. So it's not really lifelink, but as soon as it attacks, you gain 2 life. Okay, more lifelink. Why do we care about lifelink? We'll see. And I'm keeping the Serra's Guardian, so this is the rare exclusive card for this deck. For 6 mana, you get a 5/5 Flying Vigilance creature, and your other creatures also have Vigilance. That's cool. The reason that I'm insisting on more lifelink is because of these cards built into the deck. Ajani's Pridemate, a true drop uncommon card that you get a 2/2 creature. Whenever you gain life, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Ajani's Pridemate. I just showed a bunch of cards here that are going to gain you life. This creature is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Therefore, I'm going to remove the Mentor of the Week and add another Pridemate. And I'm going to remove one of the Falcons for the 4th Pridemate. So I want a full set of Pridemates. This is my win condition. Starting off with these Humble Cats, 2/2, they're going to get huge because I'm going to be gaining life every time I cast a white spell from the Mare. I'm going to be gaining life from this life-linking Cleric. I'm going to gain life from the Dwarf. I'm going to gain life from the Vanguard and the Herald. Lots of life for these critters. Going further. Okay, Revitalize, 2 mana, gain 3 life, draw a card. Okay, that's cool. That keeps with the synergy of my Pridemate, but instead I'm going to take it out and replace it with an Ajani's Welcome. This is an enchantment for 1 mana. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So, put that on turn 1, and then you're starting to cast your Pridemate. Turn 2, it already comes in as a 3/3. Well, this is a great card. So I have 2 of them. I'm replacing the Knight's Pledge with another Ajani's Welcome. It's uncommon, it's not expensive, but it's very powerful. And imagine having 2 of these on the battlefield. You get the effect twice. So if you've got 2 of these, you summon 1 Pridemate. It comes in as a 4/4. Mighty Leap is going to get cut, as well as Inspired Charge, because I want 2 Luminous Bonds to make a playset of Luminous Bonds. For 3 mana, you enchant your opponent's creature, or any creature. I guess you could do it to your own if you want for some sadistic reason, but then enchanted creature can't attack or block. So a little bit of removal for the opponent's creatures there. These modern Planeswalker decks have this interesting card. They no longer have the Tutor card, which helps you search for your Planeswalker. You have this sorcery where you can put 2 counters on a target creature and then look at the top 5 cards of your library. You reveal a white card from it and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. So you kind of get a good white card out of the next 5 cards, and a creature gets stronger. So that's cool, keeping both of those. I'm also keeping the Meteor Golem. It's a big old 7-drop artifact. For 3, you get a 3/3. But the big idea is that then it destroys any target non-land permanent my opponent controls. That's cool. We've got the lands. Interestingly, this came with 25 planes. Well, usually 24 is enough, so I'm going to remove 1. But I'm also going to remove another one to bring us down to 23 lands. It's a monocolored deck. You're not going to be hurting for lands. So it's okay that we remove 2 lands here, because instead I want the other piece of my combo right here, 2 Fountains of Renewal. For 1 mana, you get an artifact that at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life. So just sitting in the battlefield, you gain life. You gain life. You gain life. This is bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Or you can sacrifice it and draw a card. And then of course we're keeping the Planeswalker Ajani Wise Counselor. For 5 mana, you get a 5 loyalty Planeswalker that when you +2 him, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Okay, so you should have some creatures on the battlefield to defend him. You're going to gain some amount of life, and again, Pridemate gets larger. If you want to do a -3, which I would skip, all your creatures gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You want to get to the ultimate. You want to get to -9. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. I've used this to create a 32/32 creature because I was getting so much life that my creature was titanic. So we're keeping this one, of course. All right, let's talk sideboard. Now, sometimes your opponents are going to have tricky enchantments or artifacts, so we've got Invoke the Divine. For 3 mana, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and you gain 4 life. So that's going to be pumping up your Pridemate again, and getting rid of those artifacts or enchantments from your opponent. Some more creature removal here. For 2 mana, destroy target tapped creature. So get rid of your pesky opponent's creatures when they get tapped. And lastly, I've got the Hieromancer's Cage. For 4 mana, when the cage enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until the cage leaves battlefield. I should put 4 of these into the sideboard. I've got 2 as an example here. And so for 4 of these, you can exile an annoying creature, artifact, planeswalker from the opponent. Very powerful. So that's the sideboard. And lastly, if we're talking magical Christmas land, and if you've got the budget, I would recommend to put in a Leonin War Leader or 2. Now these are about $1.50 at the moment of this video. For 4 mana, you get a 4/4 cat soldier, and whenever Leonin War Leader attacks, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink that are tapped and attacking. So you instantly get 2 cats also attacking with lifelink, and again, we want lots of life. So not incredibly expensive, but that's 2 rares that you can add, replace some of the other cards to do more cat synergy. And if you're really going to break the bank, you of course want to get the other Ajani Planeswalker of this set. For casting cost, for loyalty, you get +1, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. That's pretty good. -2, return target creature card with converted mana cost of 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, so I can bring back my Pridemate in case it gets killed. And then the ultimate, -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, create 3 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. So if you manage to ultimate him, he's going to be pumping out even when he leaves the battlefield because the emblem is permanent. You're going to be getting cats with lifelink every turn from Ajani. Now this card is about $15 as of this video, so if you want to save up for it, if you want to totally trick out this deck. So there you go, that's my upgraded Ajani Planeswalker deck. The perfect combo here is if I've got the Diamond Mare out, Fountain of Renewal, and Ajani's Welcome. Have all of these out by turn 3. Then on your 4th turn, you summon the Pridemate, and it comes in as a 5/5 creature. And as you bring more of these Pridemates, you've got a 5/5, and another one, and another one, and another one. That can be pretty brutal. And then with Papa Cat right here, even better. So what do you think? What do you think about this upgrade? What would you do? How would you improve it? Try it out, see how you like it. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to see more Magic-related videos. There will be more of these upgraded Planeswalker decks, of course, so don't forget to subscribe, or head on over to patreon.com/VMCampos and think about contributing. $1 a month goes a long way. This has been VM Campos. See you on Dominaria.